Good morning, good afternoon, or good night. This is Tyson with Grimm's Closet. I was going to look at the Spider-Man scene box today, but my kiddo saw it, and he's 2, and he very much wanted to open it. And so I opened that with my kiddo. It was my first PAX, and that with my 2-year-old, and he thought it was not very exciting. Now today I'm going to look at something. It's called Card Slinger. This is a 3D printed model that can be used to scan your cards into your inventory. Um, I use a app called Manabox to manage mine. My brother saw this and he's just thought, hey, he thought I would enjoy giving it a shot. So um, he printed it up for me, and I just thought I'd go over and see. Um, I just thought I would go over it and see how it works. Um, So, first thing we have is this kind of brick. It's about as big as there's a hole in here for a trading card. So I have a trommel extended art. And so what you'll do is you will put it here, and it goes in, and your phone will kind of scan it. The bottom of it has a little hole here. So if you have a big stack of cards, you push up on the hole, flip it over, and you can grab out all of your cards that you just scanned. The other attachments are we have these 2 phone stands. And so what you'll do is you will place these here. Now, there's 2 different ones. So we have one that's facing this way, one that's facing that way, and it's really just your preference. I ended up liking this one more. And inside of here, let's see if we can get this to focus. There are little notches, and so the bottom of this has correlating notches, and you can decide where you want it. I have used this a little bit. I just hadn't recorded, or I don't know, really failed recording. But we basically put it in here, and this lets you have a base for your phone. So we're gonna pull up my phone. Don't make fun of my really terrible case. But there's a little notch here, and so you can put your phone on it, and it should ideally not fall off. And then you can adjust your phone this way or that way, or you can adjust how this is sitting on the base, and so you can have your phone straight down. Okay, and I just wanted to do a little bit more just to show what this looks like in a little bit more detail, just from a different vantage. So here we have the stand here, and you got these little ridges here, and they fit in. It fits in pretty smoothly. When I first put it in, it was a little tight, and you can kind of see that on this one because I haven't really used that side of it. And here we can see. Let's see if we can get this right underneath the camera. But you can kind of position it. So depending on where the camera is on your phone, that might determine where you want it to actually sit. So here that looks pretty good, but there might be a phone where maybe your camera's right in the middle of it, or maybe it's really just on the far right and you just want it to sit over it, and the camera itself will then be more centered over the cards that you're scanning. Also just wanted to show what this looks like from this view. I basically had just did a little bit of a mock-up so I could do my thumbnail. So I have like a Final Fantasy deck sitting here. But here's just some of those Spider-Man cards, and the process. Let's go ahead and remove this. Just show you what this looks like. So this right here is a little. I can't say it's really smooth. I don't 3D print, and so it might just be something that I want to come over here with some fine sandpaper. I think I'll just do a little. I will probably just kind of sand that down just a little bit, just so I have a smooth surface. But it's not like rough where I feel like it's going to scratch the cards. It's pretty smooth. You can kind of see that right there. So just something to be aware of. And just the process of actually putting them in is you just put it there and you slide it. Your app will then kind of trigger it, and so you can just go in and I've done a few stacks of these now, and it's really quick. So you can kind of go in here and kind of toss it in there, and you can get a pretty quick
scan. At least that was my experience once I got this going with Manabox. So I just wanted to show a little bit more on how this actually goes. It does scan treasures. Like I had said previously, some of the extended art cards, like extended art Final Fantasy cards and things like that, like this one, they don't it'll scan in, but it'll just be the normal variant, and so that's just something to be aware of as you are as that is just something to be aware of as you are using this product. This has saved me a lot of time just in the limited amount of time that I've used this, and so I completely recommend this. If you have a chance to get Card Slinger, I think that it was a very big time saver, and time is our most valuable resource.
Okay, so what I am going to do is I am going to open up the Manabox app. I'm going to then use it to scan in all the cards. And what I will do is I will record the scanning process on the phone. There's a couple things that I've had a little bit of a difficult time with on Manaboxes. I've had a hard time having it register extended art cards. Other kind of cards, I've had zero issues with it scanning. It also does not do the whatever these are called now, the art cards. Um, it doesn't scan those very well. There are also some things where it will default. You can set it to default to foil. So if you have a big stack and everything's foil, you can turn on that setting, and then it can do that as well. Yeah, so let's just go ahead and get started. All right, let's go ahead and do this. There are 3 packs worth of cards, and then a couple just random cards that I had gotten recently that were just on my desk. So let's go ahead and get going. Here we have our first one is a trommel. And that did not pick up. There we go. I just had to change something on the phone. So it seems like it's not going too well right here. There we go. Sometimes you just have to kind of move your phone around. I think I usually had it on the next section over. But here we have a foil that's scanned. There we go. Now we're just getting in here. So there are going to be at least like 9 foils. Ooh, these Spider-Man cards they're not looking so hot. And so this is great if you're just trying to get your inventory going, keeping track of everything. Lets you quickly add this stuff in instead of lets you quickly add all this stuff in instead of just manually entering everything in. Another thing I've noticed is if you have 2 cards in a row that are the exact same card, it also doesn't like to scan those very well. And so yeah, here we go in here. We have all the cards added, and that was pretty simple. Go in here, I'll just pull this up. There's a few, if we go down to the bottom, I guess if we say on the screen, it'll say the total value is 2107, which isn't great. I spent 30, I think, on this little box of things. So here we have this trommel. He's extended art. You can go in and save that stuff. This Yuna's one is also extended art. And then we have these Spider-Man cards. I know this one's foil. This one's foil. And so you can kind of go in here and say what these are. And that changes the value quite a bit. Though these cards weren't out yet, I think they really just kind of released today. I don't think there was an easy way to get these before today. So yeah, there we have $47 in value, counting a lot of low cards. We'll just stop that recording. And then the last step, we have the little base here. I can just poke up with my finger. The whole stack comes up. And so in just a couple minutes, I was able to scan in all of the cards that came for this pack. So this was 3 packs plus the 6 Spider-Man foil cards, and then 2 random Final Fantasy cards that were on my drafting table. And that this is something that I think I would highly recommend. So this is the Card Slinger. We can see the name of it right here. And yeah, this is something, if you are managing your card inventory, this will save you a lot of time. Completely recommend it. And yeah, if you have any questions or anything like that, feel free to leave a comment, and I'll do my best to get back to you. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and we will see you guys next time.